This podcast is brought to you by Daba, your most comprehensive platform for investing in African stocks, bonds, and managed funds. You can download the Daba app on your favorite Google and Apple app stores. And today, we're starting the week on a high note. The BRVM kicked off Monday, October 6th, with strong gains across multiple key sectors. The BRVM Composite Index closed at 329.65 points, up by 1.39%. This confirms the strength of the regional market, which is now showing an annual gain of more than 19%, an impressive pace. The BRVM 30 Index, which tracks the main listed companies, also rose by 1.51% to reach 163.40 points. Even the Prestige Board, usually more stable, held slightly higher with a gain of 0.04%. In short, it was a solid Monday for investors. Trading activity was strong, with more than 234,000 shares exchanged for a total value of 1.765 billion francs CFA. That's more than double the value traded in the previous session. Such momentum reflects renewed investor interest in African equities. Now, let's take a closer look at the day's top gainers. Leading the pack, SAPH Côte d'Ivoire surged 7.45% to close at 8,585 francs CFA. The company, benefiting from a vibrant rubber market and strong international demand, has seen its share price more than double over the past year, up by 107%. For investors, this performance highlights the strength of Côte d'Ivoire's agricultural sector and the importance of diversifying portfolios into local commodity-linked companies. Also, among the winners, Tractafric Motors Côte d'Ivoire jumped 7.40% to 3,020 francs CFA. The auto distributor is capitalizing on the rebound in vehicle sales and major transport infrastructure investments across the region. For investors, this rise reflects renewed confidence in consumer and mobility-related sectors. Next up, Filtisac Côte d'Ivoire climbed 7.37% to 3,350 francs CFA. As a leader in industrial packaging, Filtisac is benefiting from growing regional trade and the expansion of the agribusiness sector. Its share price is up 81% over the year, a strong signal that Côte d'Ivoire's industrial segment continues to deliver long-term value. Sicable Côte d'Ivoire also impressed, gaining 7.33% to 1,610 francs CFA, boosted by rising demand for cables and electrical materials across regional infrastructure projects. Finally, Setao Côte d'Ivoire rose 7.32% to 100 francs CFA. The construction company is riding the wave of public and private investment in building and infrastructure development. Overall, these gains reflect broad investor optimism toward industrial and construction firms, key drivers of West Africa's economic growth. But of course, every rally comes with a few declines. NEI-CDA Côte d'Ivoire slipped 3.65% to 660 francs CFA, continuing to struggle amid weak profitability in the publishing sector. Onatel Burkina Faso edged down 1.90% to 2,325 francs CFA, despite stable telecom revenues. Société Générale Côte d'Ivoire fell 1.85% to 26,500 francs CFA, and NRA Banque Côte d'Ivoire also declined 1.83% to 11,000 francs CFA. These are modest pullbacks, typical after several strong weeks. Investors are likely taking profits, which is a healthy sign for any market. Let's move on to sector performance. And the board is mostly green today. The agriculture sector soared 6.15%, powered by SAPH and SOGB. It's a space to watch closely as global demand for African agricultural products continues to rise. The industrial sector gained 4.21%, thanks to Filtisac and Setao. This signals that local manufacturing and processing are picking up, a key trend for regional job creation and added value. The basic consumer goods sector advanced 2.88%, supported by stocks like Nestlé and Palm Côte d'Ivoire. Energy climbed just over 1%, driven by Total Energy's Côte d'Ivoire, which benefits from stable oil prices and sustained fuel demand. In contrast, the financial services sector edged down 0.39%, mainly due to minor pullbacks in Société Générale and NSIA Bank. However, the sector remains fundamentally strong, with an average dividend yield above 7% and a price-to-earnings ratio near 8.6 even. In short, West African banks remain attractive for medium-term investors. Overall, market capitalization for equities now stands at 12,709,968 billion francs CFA, a 1.39% increase from the previous day. That's a new yearly record. For investors, it confirms that the BRVM continues to attract both regional and international capital. Let's turn now to the bond market. It was a quiet session, with only 6 securities traded for a total value of 60,000 francs CFA. But that doesn't mean investors have lost interest. Most bonds are held by institutions seeking long-term stability. Average yields on the BRVM bond market remain between 6% and 7%, dominated by sovereign issues from Mali, Senegal, Burkina Faso, and Côte d'Ivoire. Notable among them are solid issues like the 10-year Mali bond yielding 6.55% and the 8-year Senegal bond yielding 6.25%. These instruments remain highly attractive for their steady coupon payments and relative security, especially for institutional portfolios. For individual investors, bonds provide a perfect tool to balance portfolios. They reduce volatility while delivering stable income streams. And on the news front, a few important corporate updates to note. First, Vivo Energy Côte d'Ivoire announced a dividend of 85 francs CFA per share to be paid on October 22, 2025. That's a solid yield in a stable energy sector. Second, Bank of Africa's Côte d'Ivoire released a notice calling shareholders to its Ordinary General Assembly, a key event that could precede dividend declarations or new strategic initiatives. In summary, the October 6th session was marked by broadly positive signals. Key sectors, agriculture, industry, and consumer goods, showed impressive vitality. The market continues to reward well-managed, forward-looking companies. For individual investors, this is a great moment to study underlying trends. Diversification remains the cornerstone, balancing growth stocks and income-generating bonds. From a technical standpoint, the market's average return stands at 10.29%, while the average dividend yield is around 7.27%. The market's overall price-to-earnings ratio, or PER, is 12.35, still very reasonable compared to other emerging markets. These indicators suggest the BRVM remains undervalued but poised for steady expansion. So, what's the key takeaway? The BRVM reinforces its standing as the 5th largest stock exchange in Africa by market capitalization, with companies that continue to deliver strong, sustainable results. For seasoned investors, it's a landscape of opportunity, and for newcomers, it's a chance to learn, to experiment, and to start building wealth in Africa. To go further, subscribe to Daba Pro, our premium membership. Every week, you'll receive investment recommendations, exclusive analyses, and reduced trading fees, all to help you invest in Africa's top-performing stocks and bonds. With Daba Pro, you don't just follow the markets, you stay ahead of them. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening to the Daba Markets Talk podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating, follow us, and share with friends. Remember, this information is for educational purposes. Always do your own research or consult with a financial advisor before making investment decisions. And download the Daba app on your App Store to start investing in African stocks, bonds, and manage portfolios through your phone and find other helpful content. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing your financial knowledge.